Good morning, fellow people. Here we are at Department of Career Services. Once again, my name is Edward Bevilacqua, and once again, we are here to help you on your journey through this life. We're here to help you make it better so that you can put the energy into the things that are important. That's it. No big deal. We're just here to help you get from where you are to someplace better. From point A to point B. From someday Isle to Success Landia. Cool. That's it. No big deal. We're here to help you, but you have to do the work. All we can do is show you how to do the things, show you the tools, help you learn to use the tools, and encourage you to keep coming back every day. Keep coming back every day. Every day. Create this as part of your routine so that it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, you've knocked out some other habit, because no two habits can occupy the same space and time. Interesting. Signal versus noise. Okay, so let's get started. This podcast is part of a daily routine. Part of the routine, we're here doing it this way. Maybe you're live, maybe you're watching it later. Most people are not doing it live at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're doing other things. That's okay. Cool. Watching it is the key. So we have the podcast part, and then we have the post-podcast part. All of it, though, it serves the purpose of helping get through the journey in 4 areas: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Boom. United. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Those 4 areas. So our program focuses on those things. And we would say, if you want to get from point A to point B to the best place you can, you need to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and most importantly, spiritually, because the spiritual is what it's all about, actually. Unless you believe we're just atoms in the void, ultimately it comes down to, why are we doing this? And what's the reward? If we're just atoms in the void, there is no reward. This is it. If we're like that plant, there. Yeah, if we're like that plant, just atoms in the void, it's going to grow, make copies of its cells, take the nutrients out of the soil, the water, the light, and build more cells. Just do more of what it does. It's a plant. It's programmed to replicate its cells using the resources it has. Okay, if you believe that, then there's no point to the spiritual part isn't important. But if you believe there is actually something, that we aren't just atoms in the void, then you should come to the conclusion that the spiritual part is the most important part. During the week, we only focus on the first 3, physical, mental, and spiritual, because we have to navigate through the world of men and machines. It's not, I would say, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't pass the categorical imperative test to say, well, what we really should do is just be in our room praying all day to God for salvation. So that would be kind of like the parable of the master who gave different servants an amount of money, and then he came back and said, what did you do with the money I gave you to invest? And one that got a lot did a lot. One that got a moderate amount, still a lot, did a lot. And one guy was afraid of squandering it, so he just buried it and did nothing with it. And he was punished severely. So from that parable, we should get the idea that we need to live life. So we need to be physically fit, mentally fit, emotionally fit, and therefore spiritually fit, knowing where we're going. So we have that's where we're going. We have the podcast part, we have the post-podcast. Post-podcast, 3 things to do. One is to have an attitude of gratitude exercise. 2 is to examine yesterday, how do we do? Where are the highs? Where are the lows? What could we do better? What did we learn from it? And then number 3, to project today and then go do it. That's it. Those 3 things. So right now, we're in the podcast right now is for planning, the importance of planning. So we see that alternate voice is not here. It's very important. Show up every day. Show up every day. Now I know that Wadabevi is in a class, so it's 9 o'clock Eastern time. So I understand why Wadabevi is not here. Alternate voice, not really sure, and that's okay. But if you make a commitment to do something, part of what we need to do is hold you accountable for the commitments that you make. All right, so we have a breathing exercise, instructions down below. You should do that before the video. You kind of, maybe the thing you do is do that in bed before you get out of bed. Who knows? Not really sure. Do that. But let's get to our worksheet today. Planning is essential for if we plan to fail. If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. So we plan our work and we work our plan. The theme for today is bad noise crowds out good signal. Seth Godin. It's a long one. There's a link down below. I'll read part of it. Might as well do that right now. The opening, attention is scarce, decisions are difficult, searching takes effort. And this also fits in with the first quote of the day, forward motion, John Gundaker. I probably should put a link to the sermon that he gave on Sunday about forward motion and God telling people to do things and they were afraid. They didn't have faith in God. Okay, but Seth Godin. Attention is scarce, decisions are difficult, searching takes effort. For 30 years, texting has been a powerful medium. It's the thing that vibrates in our pocket. It promises something urgent and a reply that's demanded equally urgently. I'm running 10 minutes late is a fine text, and okay is a great response. Like all digital media that works, it's sticky and has a powerful network effect. Once someone sends you a text, you need to send them one back. Once your colleagues are texting, you need to text as well. It works better when you do it the way others are doing it. And like all digital media that works, it gets corrupted. Sometimes by evil spammers that send texts pretending to know you. Want to play golf today? Or your wife said you were selling your house. And sometimes by people who aren't evil at all, but simply have a different sense of the medium than you do. And so here's a text in which 15 people are CC'd. You don't know most of them, so all you see is their phone numbers. And it requires you to stop what you're doing and open your calendar and calculate whether the day is free or not, and whether the people you hope to interact with are going or not. And of course, if anyone hits reply, everyone gets the reply. And of course, one of those people then decides to get their word out and tell everyone else on the thread about their unrelated garage sale coming up in just a few days. Pretty soon, your pocket vibrates enough with both kinds of texts, often that you simply don't prioritize checking, and then the next time an urgent text comes along, well, it's ignored. Texting is first come, next served. There's no nuance to it, no priority list, nothing, but I read it or I didn't. The asymmetry of the dynamic here sows the seeds of the demise. It's up to every single person you know to protect your attention, up to each of them to be generous and discreet and not waste your time. And the cost of them simply doing what everyone else is doing is so low, the whole thing begins to degrade. And to that, the ease with which telemarketers and spammers can now weaponize your initial contact. 14 notes about one dinner reservation, and you can see how the path only goes one way. The magic of widespread media, like the telephone, email, and text, is that it's open API. No one is actually in charge of the inputs, but this is also the problem. I'm hopeful that services like text.com or even the folks in Cupertino will take a deep breath and create a protected tier for useful interactions that actually have permission. The structure of the interface determines the utility of the system. If it's easy or 15 strangers, people will. If it's easy to CC 15 strangers, people will. In 1994, I led a team that invented games you could play by text. It almost turned into a killer idea, and maybe it'll be back one day. And in 1999, I tried to coordinate the work around buying cheap stamps for email, so the API would be slowed and focused a bit. Perhaps AI will start being an imperfect filter, but the problem is so hard to solve after the fact, I'm not optimistic. The rule is pretty simple. Bad noise crowds out good signal in just about any useful communication medium. The opportunity is to design against bad noise and to be vigilant about maintaining the magic that made it useful in the first place. And so, well, I have to confess, that was the first time I read it, a little bit longer, but bad noise drowns out good signal. Bad noise. Too much texting, people start ignoring the text. Facebook, too many notifications, people stop looking at notifications. Pastor Gundacker, forward motion. We listen to too many people telling us why it won't work, it might not work, questioning, is that really what I'm supposed to do? So I am here to say during the week, good routines lead to good habits. Good routines lead to good habits. Don't think about the bad habit, think about the good habit. Don't think about how comfortable it is under the cover. Just get up and do some yoga, do some breathing exercise, do some reading, just do something. Create a good routine. Don't wait. Forward motion. Forward motion is the notion. Okay, let's see, what else do we have for today? Start out simple. Something great is going to happen to me today. Something great is going to happen to me today. Always look on the bright side. We're trying to get rid of the word discomfort. Seek uncomfort. Seek growth. How about that? Seek growth. Advice from an 80-year-old, be a good winner. Why? Because if you're a good winner, people are going to want to play with you. If you're a bad winner, in your face, Neil Armstrong. If you're a bad winner, nobody's going to want to play. Or they're only going to want to play so that once you lose, nobody has to play with you anymore. Okay, think about that. See if we have anything else. Darren Hardy, always good. Today's TED Talk. Michael Sugra, week 4. Don't crash the car. Don't sink the ship. Keep the path. Get to the destination. Recognizing there's going to be obstacles in the way. There's going to be highs, lows, etc. Just keep going. And so just want to make a comment that last week, the author of that, Michael Sugra, passed away after a bout from cancer. Great mind, great person, great orator, did some great stuff, passed away. He will be missed. Michael Sugra, rest in peace. Let's see, Jordan Peterson, don't remember that one. Always a good day. Just create the routine of doing this daily. So, alternate voice. If you're watching this, send me a text telling me something you thought about this that was good. Same thing, what a bevy. Tell me something about this that was good. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Otherwise, I would talk about what I learned in my class in trauma in a broken world, trauma and healing in a broken world. Wow. Enlightening, very enlightening. It's interesting looking at things from the other side of the glass, but that is a different story, not for today. Leo Blundell, the commissioner, is here. Good to see you. Didn't hear from you yesterday. I saw you were busy. Hopefully, you'll click on the link in the worksheet about the texting. About the texting, give people another message. Say, let's stop this group. Let's start a new whatever. Because what happens, of course, is you hear the thing and it's probably those guys again, or you pull it out and you get a text, oh yeah, it's them, and you start having a negative association with them. But great things happening in the Republican Party, great things happening. A lot of kudos due to the chairman, Leo Blundell, for bringing in the governor to speak at the annual Lincoln Day dinner. And hopefully that event will turn into a thing of signing up all new members, or getting members to pledge to sign up, bring in another friend, because we need forward motion. We have to win. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there. And with that, time is racing, 6:18. I got to get on the peloton over there. No, it's over there. Okay, with that, and cut. And cut.